And that's going to trigger both. She's going to get a counter on the Vanguard and a counter wherever she pleases. With the Deep Root Elite, she pleases it to be on the Elite itself, it seems.
That's right. So some of these ETBs coming into effect. Again, Dana is taking a look at the top of her library. That is the static ability of the Augur of Autumn. She's also going to be able to play lands from the top of her deck.
And if she can get a different power, currently she has 2 power creatures and a 3 power creature. If she can get a 3rd power, then she's going to be able to play creatures off the top of her library as well.
Need that effect. Need that effect. As we heard the cube designer Tim Myers say in the beginning, this is a cube formulated for lots of creature-heavy combos. Most of Dana Fischer's deck is creatures. Think, again, to review, maybe only 1 or 2 removal spells. Her opponent, however, having several Savage Stomp, Path to Exile, so on and so forth. So we'll see how it plays out. It's a healthy board state on the side of Dana right now, but I'm looking forward to see what Adam decides to cheat in.
I feel like I need to mea culpa here. I can't quite find the deck list here, but there's no way that the pile of cards I was looking at was Adam's pool.
Right.
We haven't seen a green card yet.
2 Sacred Foundries so far.
Don't see Skull Queller anywhere to be found.
That's all right. It'll be a surprise.
So that's fine. That's one slap on the wrist for me. Chat, keep track of that.
Some Jeskai action going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Red, white, and blue.
And I got to say, I was told this cube was blisteringly fast. We're both players on 5 mana, and one of them at 20 life, the other at 16. Okay, there is a little bit of green. I saw Tristani's Summoner there. I saw a 7-drop. Maybe Adam's just got the spice. We were saying, you want to stay 2 colors in this cube. He said, what do you know?
He said, I do what I want. Yeah, so we're going to see
what I want here.
Our first creature coming in, being cheated in from the red 3-drop here.
Okay, guy. All right, King Kong.
Big Kogla.
Yeah, Kogla's coming to play. 6 mana, 7/6. It's going to come in. It's going to fight a creature you don't control. And then it's going to attack. No artifacts or enchantments to blow up here. That is... Ooh. I wonder if Adam got that through the breach that was whipping around the table, too.
Oh, that's a good question.
If he's trying to cheat in something like Kogla here, Kogla's smacking in. That is an 8/7, thanks to the Soul Stoker. Spellquell is getting in for 3 in the air.
Yeah, no trample here, though, on the Kogla.
Sure.
Surprisingly, the giant,
right.
the ape that's climbing towers does not have trample.
Seems like a bit of a flavor fail there to me, but
something's missing
maybe
here.
it needs reach at least, right?
He looks like he's got pretty good reach to me. I think so.
I think it needs reach at least. Now, here's the nasty thing with Kogla in this cube environment and in this situation with Adam is stuck on doesn't actually have any green mana, right? He's able to get the Kogla off the Soul Stoker. But you could, because every creature you have is a human. And so you could do this, cheat it in, pick it back up. That kind of thing. I wonder if we'll see that out of Adam here.
Yeah, and Adam is in white. Lots of reanimation effects in the white spells for this draft.
Yeah, you see the creature in play there is a preeminent captain, 2 and a white, 2/2. Whenever it attacks, you can put a soldier creature from your hand into play, tapped and attacking. You're seeing a theme here, cheating in these large monsters, right? Preeminent captain getting it in for free. Iridescent Soul Stoker doing it for 1 and a red, only for a turn. But Kogla has done the damage here as Dana is down to 9.
That's right. Who needs a fair fight?
All right, so we've got, on Dana's side, she says, I can do some stuff too. I've got Evercoat Ursine. I've got my 5 mana, 6/5 Trampler. I'm Hideaway 3 twice, and maybe I'll get some cards cheated into play down the road as well. She selected her 2 Hideaway spells. We'll perhaps see what those are about on future turns. As the Elite Vanguard, or Elvish Vanguard, goes up to 4 power, Elvish Mystic come into play. We're going to get Trigger again.
So pretty powerful turn here with that Ursine on the side of Dana's battlefield here, because next turn when this creature is able to attack, Adam's not too likely to be blocking with Spell Queller, right? Not likely to be blocking with the 3 mana red, the 3 mana red creature either, because that's what's allowing him to cheat in all these cards from hand. So it might be a bit problematic that this creature is going to be able to get through, do some damage, and trigger that Hideaway ability.
Yeah, the Incandescent Soul Stoker, you can do it at instant speed, right? Just like Sneak Attack, you can sneak block too.
That's right.
With the Soul Stoke. So we'll see how that plays out. I gotta say, when Adam cheated in the Kogla, I thought, that's about it. We can wrap this up. We can go to game 2. But now the pieces of the puzzle are coming together for me about what that Tristani Summoner is doing in this cube, and in Adam's hand specifically, he's going to get to cheat in this 7-drop. Now, sure, he's going to have to sacrifice it, but he doesn't care. That 7-drop's just a 1-1. It's coming with a 2-2, a 3-3, a 4-4, and those are sticking around for good.
Yes, and that 2-2 coming in with Vigilance, the 3-3 coming in Vanilla, and the 4-4 coming in with Trample. Could be the difference maker for some of the blockers here on the side of Dana, who's down only to 9 life. She's going to have to lose some of those creatures here.
Yeah, here
Trampler coming in.
Well,
There's Trostani.
So Preeminent Captain turns sideways. Dana says, I'd like to block. Adam says, hold on. I have a trigger I'd like to resolve.
Yeah.
And that involves getting Trostani's Summoner onto the battlefield. Now, it's tapped and attacking. Boo-hoo. Eat a 1-1. But here's 3 extra creatures, and I feel like Pendulum's swinging back in Adam's favor here a little bit. We'll have to see. It's got to be scary too we don't have hand information here, and I feel like Dana's hands are a little tied at this point. She probably just has to block the Preeminent Captain, but that Captain has first strike. The Ursine only has 5 toughness. If Adam happens to have a deal 3, looks like
the path
to Exile
Huge.
going to take out Ursine. No hideaway cards going to be making an appearance.
Not this time. Those cards will remain in exile.
She will get to go fetch up a basic, thin her deck a little bit, as I'm sure she's not interested in drawing lands at this point. Though, land number... I guess that's land number 7. But just looking at her lands, I was reminded of the Massacre Worm.
The Massacre Worm here would be able to...
Looming somewhere, either in her hand, in her library, be able to scoop up the Soul Stoker, or Soul Stoke, rather,
Right.
be able to scoop up the Preeminent Captain thanks to the Soul Stoke being down. But we should be reminded that, or should we remind our viewers, as I am reminding myself looking at this board, the Soul Stoke not only is a sneak attack, it's antheming the whole board.
That's right. That's right. So, real close game here. Life score, I think, still representing that.
Yeah.
Dana's going to go ahead and untap and draw for turn. Let's see what she's got.
Oh, I didn't realize she was hellbent too, and there is just a land for the draw. She'll be able to make some goats, though I'm not sure that that's exactly what this game is going to be about.
No, I think those goats gain life for her, if that's right.
She can sacrifice some creatures
That's right. So
to get some life.
Not an ideal draw.
The goat can come into play at instant speed, triggering the elite, triggering the Vanguard. That'll perhaps make Adam's life a little difficult in the combat step. But if Adam has, cheating in Kogla, cheating in Trostani's Summoner, the nail's almost in the coffin here. We'll find out if he's got one other thing he'd like to cheat in. As the Preeminent Captain turns sideways, it seems he does not. We're counting up damage here, right? Everything is +1/+1 thanks to the Soul Stoke.
That's right. We got the Spell Queller flying over the top. No reach creatures on the side of Dana, so we should get at least 3 damage in here.
Elvish Warcaller's going to come in.
Whoa, another Anthem effect.
Oh, I think not.
Oh, because you have to pay for that.
Right, you have to pay for the Death Touch. And again, Adam has now got in 3 green creatures. There's not a forest in sight on his side of the board. Dana is going to make a goat before blocks. And she has a couple counters to distribute. One has to go on the Vanguard. The one from the Elite can go where she chooses. She's going to choose to put it on the Elite itself. Now, nothing other than the 4/4 token, the Beastie, has Trample. We're lining up blocks here.
I gotta wonder what happens with Adam's hand here when he doesn't draw the Incandescent Soul Stoke.
You have to imagine there are some green-producing lands in the deck, whether it's just a secluded courtyard or two.
Right.
So Deep-Root Elite on the Preeminent Captain. The 6/6 attempting to block the 5/5 Trample, and it looks like even with some nice profitable blocks for Dana, it's not enough to stop 6 damage coming through, and that's going to be game 1 going to Adam. I got to say that is not a game, not how I thought a game was going to go from this cube based on Dana's draft.
Yeah, no, the game went pretty long. Spell Queller came down right on turn 3 and was able to get at least 2 or 3 damage in every turn untouched. There's very little removal in Dana's deck. I think she has no flyers and no creatures with reach. So Spell Queller is just going to stick around and continue to ping and bring her even lower.
We are going to hop into the beginning here of game 2. Dana will get to choose to be on the play or draw, and I assume she knows what's up. She's going to choose the play.
That's right. So ignore the life totals here. We're actually at 2020, starting right from the top this time.
I actually don't want to go back to the year 2020, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no.
Deep Brute Elite going to hit the battlefield on turn 2 here.
All right, running it back, same as last time. Deep Root Elite got to put spread counters quite a bit last game as well. Survived all the way to the end. Did not bring the victory in for Dana, but still brought lots of value and did drag the game out.
You know what I see on Adam's side? I see a land that can make
Some
green
green.
mana. I see some green. I see some green. Flooded Strand fetching a Temple Garden for Adam. Going to fall to 19 off that shock, or off that fetch, rather.
Right. It's going to come in tapped, so no life paid there.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw heavy green and white last game. Our first of 2 Sacred Foundries that we've seen in the deck thus far comes down. That will be shocked in, down to 17. And we have a 2-drop this time. Is it our...
Oh, it's a sliver.
We got a Sliver in play.
Yeah.
Sliver, some of the most powerful Anthem effects in the game. And of course, with all creatures being Sliver, this is going to be a huge thing to manipulate throughout this game.
So this one is Cloud Shredder Sliver, red-white for a 1/1. Sliver creatures you control have flying and haste.
Wow.
Adam says, you're on the play, I'm on the beatdown. Turn him sideways.
Yeah, and as a reminder, very, very little interaction in terms of removal on Dana's side. I don't think any creatures with reach are flying, so that could really add up.
All right, Dana goes, throws back. She says, I've got a Mirror Galvanizer. This is going to Anthem my team, and it's going to trigger my Deep Root Elite. I'll crack back for 3.
So in future turns, if Dana can make it far enough, she'll be able to untap these creatures as well after they swing.
Mm-hmm. Potentially being able to block, though, as you said. I don't know. As long as that Sliver's in play, I don't know if she's blocking any of these creatures, and she doesn't really have any reach or flying going her way. Adam. Oh, wait. Well, it looks like a little bit of a... Dana jumped the gun there on the untap a little bit. Adam got in with the Sliver for 1. Dana falls to 18. It might not look like much happening on the other side there, but I smell a Spell Queller. Arid Mesa is going to go fetch blue. That's what I just feel it. Looks like no, though. My feeling's off. Another slap on the wrist, Rondos.
I think the Arid Mesa brought us Temple Garden, no? I think that's the graveyard there?
No, the
excuse
Flooded
me.
Strands in the graveyard.
Thank
The
you.
Arid Mesa just came into play. I
right.
thought Adam was getting tricksy, like, I don't have any blue mana. Do what you want. But no. And that is... Okay, Augur of Autumn coming in. Going to trigger the Elite. That's 6 damage. Were you getting pathed? Yeah.
Okay, so Path comes out
Path
again.
Exile, the Deep Root Elite.
The removal spell saved them last game as well, taking down the trample creature. This time the Deep Root Elite is not going to survive for the entirety of the game. Taken out on turn 5.
Yeah, and in these spots you have to wonder, should I have spread around one of those counters, right? Wouldn't it have been nice to know if I know that Adam has that spot removal, should I have spread it around? I kind of like Dana's decision to leave the counters on the Elite because, as I mentioned during the draft, these 3-drop Anthem creatures are going to be Lightning Rod effects, right? Any removal that Adam has, he's going to want to point at the mirror. So I like saying, hey, that's a threat right there. But also this Deep Root Elite's getting out of control too. So you pick your poison, and Adam said, I'm going to take out the 5/5 for now.
That's right. So Adam, still only 1 creature on the battlefield, so he has not been able to take advantage of this awesome Anthem effect on the Sliver, giving all creatures flying and haste.
Well, and the flip side of it is does he want to start turning his creatures sideways when he's at 11?
Right.
Right? I mean,
very dangerous unless you're doing big damage.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, here's a Moira Trash Tactician. 1 red, green, 2/4. It's going to ramp, but he's not attacking with this. He can't afford to get that going. Oh, never. Okay, I gotta just slow my roll here. He is going to get in with the 1/1. That 1/1's not blocking anybody well.
And so, with this Trash Tactician, this red-green creature, whenever Adam expends 4, he's going to gain 3 life. So that is going to be a big way for Adam to be able to maybe climb back into this game here starting next turn.
That's true. Dana peeping the top card of her library as she is allowed. We'll talk about decorum a lot here on Des. That's allowed. That's allowed to be done. with the Augur of Autumn in play. One different power coming in, and then she can start playing creatures if she can find a 1-power. Imperious Perfect, the pack 1, pick 1 for Dana Fischer, our featured drafter, are going to come into play. That's 2 of her, I don't know, 4, I think, Anthem creatures. She's going to play an Overgrown Tomb tapped. A combo that I hadn't even considered that we're witnessing right now is that the Mere Galvanizer will untap the Imperious Perfect. So if Dana is able to untap next turn after the Perfect doesn't have Summoning Sickness, she'll be able to make 2 1/1s a turn if she wants. For the cost of 3 mana, right? 1 to activate the Perfect, 1 to activate the Galvanizer, 1 to activate the Perfect. But she has the mana to do it.
Right, keeping that pressure up here as we're getting to the late stages of the game here. Adam all the way down to 7. And with, as you mentioned, Dana threatening that combo, we got to imagine he wants to play some big spells here, gain some life, get both of those expend triggers off the Tactician. The first one, of course, expend 4. And the second one on where a Trash Tactician being expend 8, exile the top 2 cards of your library.
Tristani Summoner hitting the board here. The 2 mana from Moira, because at the beginning of your first main phase, you add red or green for each raccoon you control. Well, every creature Adam has is a raccoon. Plus the 5 mana. Tristani Summoner is going to say, beep, beep, beep. Hold up. But also it's going to say, I can attack with these this turn.
That's right.
Because of the sliver.
One's got Trample, one's got Vigilance, so we will have a blocker for when things go back to Dana.
Cow.
Huge turn of events here to get that Trostani in play. Somebody drew green mana in this game. Look at the difference.
Look at the big brain on Brad. We've got forests in play here.
And of course, thanks to the Raccoon, thanks to Moira, Trash Tactician, really pulling a lot of weight this game. It came into play just in time. See the life game here too. That's going to be +3.
This is such a critical turn for Adam too, because the game's on like a knife's edge right now.
It is.
Right? He's been on the back foot because of his stumble. He's not been super mana efficient, played Path to Exile on turn 3, etc. But now he has a real chance to turn the corner and close out the game quickly, but the emphasis has to be on quickly because of the combo that Dana has on the other side of the board.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all of a sudden, Dana's down to 5 life facing lethal plus in the air next
massive
turn.
swing.
So she draws for turn. She looks at the top of her library, finds a forest, plays that, looks again. And unless Dana can find, unfortunately, she can't play removal from the top of her library, so the Moonlight Hunt to kill that sliver, that's not going to happen from her library. There's a Morbid Opportunist. So that says whenever a creature dies that isn't Morbid Opportunist, you get to draw a card with the dreaded once per turn text. We can handle it, Watsy. We can handle multiple triggers a turn.
I can be responsible. I can be an adult.
I can do it. Just let me stay out a little later. Come on.
Right. So we're lining up blocks here. Adam doesn't need to survive because next turn he's got lethal on board with these flying haste creatures.
Oh, no.
It's looking very troublesome for Dana here.
I hope she's sandbagging a removal spell for the second main phase or something. The Midnight Hunt that... Oh, okay. So, whoa. Creature died, draw. Check the top card of the library again. Off the Augur. 4 mana available. No, tricksy combo scenarios, as we mentioned with the... Oh, and
There
Dana
it is,
extends the hand, and Adam gets it. What a very interesting 2 different games there for Adam. I really thought Dana was going to have it in game 2. I felt like the sliver just didn't quite do enough for what Adam was doing, and it was such a different game than game 1 with him saying, cheat out a Kogla, cheat out Tristani Summoner, etc.
No green mana needed. No green sources needed.
Holy cow, the Tristani Summoner came out of nowhere, as far as I'm concerned. And I forgot to mention that it didn't quite get him to emerge 8 for the Raccoon, but it did get him emerge 4, which gave him a little bit of a life
3
buffer as well.
That's right. The 3 life was a big deal right there. Flying and haste, an even bigger deal that game. But we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We got more Magic action coming to you here live from CubeCon 2024 in Madison, Wisconsin. Stay tuned.